really thinking about what does it mean to show up as a Black American female being a leader of folks from a different culture in a whole different climate and world. And the way that they move is not the way we move in the US, and definitely not the way we move in New York. So yeah, there's fear there, but there's God there. So my husband and I have been talking, I would say off and on, about it's time to get up out of here. Right. And I would say we got real serious when we saw Trumpito was coming back in office. Right? We got real serious when we were like, uh-oh, what we doing? Right. And so in all honesty, we were like, we had been talking about it and thinking about it. And I had, I found Exodus Summit. I found Our Rich Journey. I found Black Sit Global. Like I started to find, once you follow one, you'll get to another and it takes you somewhere else. And I started seeing how folks was living a really good life. And I was like, how are we going to do this? I still got kids in college. We're not finished paying off college, but I want to make a move. And so we just been really in conversation and open to the fact that we can do what we're doing anywhere else and maybe do it much better. And so my goal in my head was we're moving to Portugal half a year, and then we're moving to Barbados for the other half of the year.
Oh, wow.
Because he's from Barbados. Oh. And so that was our thinking.
My favorite Caribbean island.
Yes.
Oysters, yes. Friday, fish fry.
Yes, oysters Fridays. Come on now, girl. Yes. So, so I think the idea of moving was just in me, so to speak. Really, really just there for me to take. And because I was open and have been open, when the opportunity came and knocked, I was open for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the seed definitely for me, similarly, just to piggyback on what you said, and I didn't even leave the country for high school graduation. My mother sent me to Hawaii, right? Oh. And I saw pink sand beaches, black sand beaches, flamingos, and being from New York, right?
Right.
Into a mystical, magical place.
That, once you get a taste, you come back changed. You can't help but come back changed, and just be open to like look for opportunities and just see. And something can be an opportunity that you don't normally see as an opportunity.
And you can always pivot. That's the beautiful thing. Like we are not taking blood oaths when we do these things, right? We are not selling our souls. We can always pivot. And you did not have the pieces of the puzzle all laid out and figured out. But as we like to say in the gymnasium, you were about that action. It was like, well, at least let me get started. At least let me start the process and see what comes of it. I know for me, fears are real, right? You can have some, anxiety, some concerns. You have children that are here. The US is still going to be USing, right? Talk about some of those fears and mental blocks that you've experienced and how are you overcoming them?
I think, and this might be a Black woman syndrome, my biggest fear is how am I going to get all this stuff done and be ready to rock? Right? Like, I hate to say it that way, but there's lots to be done. You don't burn bridges. Mm-hmm. I'm leaving my job as a leave of absence, right? Okay. Because that was a very strategic move that I decided to make, and with the support of my mentor, who was like, no, we don't walk away just yet. We put things in our pocket, right? And so I was like, you're right. She was like, you got 20 plus years there. You're going to take a leave. They're going to give you a leave.
Love it.
Right? And so I know that I have to do right by that, and I have to do right in the right way, make sure they're straight, and I also have to make sure my family feels good. Yeah. And my personal life, we were talking before we got on air, as it sounds, get your finances in order, get your, all of your health and wealth, get your assets in order, get your life situations in order. Right. And then really thinking about what does it mean to show up as a Black American female being a leader of folks from a different culture in a whole different climate and world. And the way that they move is not the way we move in the US, and definitely not the way we move in New York. So
Right.
the grind and the hustle and the let's go, I can't bring that energy.
Nope.
Right? I have to be willing to be a listener and be culturally attuned to what's in front of me and show up so that they now see, oh, well, Black people are different from what I see on TV potentially, or what I know, or what I thought they were, right? So the fears are always the weight of the work. But I also think, it's the small things. How am I going to feel when I can't be there when my kids have a real issue and I'm 12 hours away and they're like, Mom, and I can't, I'm a day ahead, and those kind of like small moments are the moments that I worry about. And I can't fix a thing because I'm too far away. So, whatever happens, the heat goes out, the dishwasher's not working, y'all gonna have to work that out. Like I can't fix it.
Right.
So some of it is like real life stuff, work, and some of it is the smaller things that you do worry about. Also being in a place where I've been married 30 some odd years. So I haven't lived alone, and my husband will be there, but he'll be there for a month at a time. He'll be there for a few months at a time. I'm on my own in a new place, having to navigate. So yeah, there's fear there, but there's God there. So for me, it's God first, and it's faith over fear. And so we're gonna show up. I always say show up excellent, but we're trying to work on that Black excellence thing. So, but we're gonna show up well.
If your mind can conceive it, your heart can believe it, then you can achieve it. I hate sounding cheesy, but these are true. And one of my favorite quotes, and I say it all the time in our accountability group, it only seems impossible until it is done. Mr. Nelson Mandela, you are embodying that. It's time for us to challenge ourselves, sisters. Listen, we can do all the things our hearts desire, and now is the time to start researching and getting ready. If you want to see the whole interview, please go ahead and click the link above. Also, here's another video that YouTube thinks you may like, and subscribe to the channel.